stole computer parts, and then he bring it in the bedroom. We share the bedroom. I'm like, man, get this junk out of here. I'm building the computer. I like, bro, shut the f up. You building the computer. He came back, I think, one day from high school with like $300.
That's Snoop Dogg on camera calling Nip his brother and preaching loyalty. But behind the scenes, word is he's been quietly linking up with Big U. Yeah, that Big U. The same man Nip deliberately distanced himself from. The same man whose name stayed tied to tension during Nip's final years. And the same man now sitting in court facing murder and extortion charges.
Call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
When Big U called before Nip was gone, Blacc Sam reportedly snapped, accusing Snoop of straight-up betrayal. And now, with another courtroom witness coming up, things could crack wide open, especially around who really wanted Nip gone. Snoop Dogg exposed. They're calling Snoop a full-on snitch right now, and this isn't just random internet noise. This is Nipsey Hussle's own blood brother airing him out. Blacc Sam allegedly went all the way off on the West Coast icon, and what he reportedly said has the entire hip-hop world buzzing. Snoop Dogg is lying. Nip hated him. Let that sit for a second. One of the most respected figures in West Coast hip-hop history, the same man who stood at Nip's funeral, crying in front of over 21,000 people, now being accused of being fake and a snake by the person who knew Nip better than almost anyone alive. And it gets crazier. All of this is unfolding right in the middle of Big U's federal RICO trial, where he's facing charges for murder, extortion, human trafficking, and serious fraud. According to Blacc Sam, Snoop's real crime isn't fake love, it's picking sides, specifically choosing to publicly rock with Big U, a man conspiracy theories have linked to Nip's murder for 6 straight years. So what pushed Blacc Sam over the edge? Sources say it was Snoop's choice to openly align with someone Nip had intentionally cut off. For years, Blacc Sam watched Snoop pose for photos with Big U, pop up on checking in, and hype him up publicly, all while knowing the history, all while knowing how much pain that association caused Nip's family. And there's allegedly more. Some reports claim that during testimony tied to proceedings connected to Nip's case, Snoop apologized in court and said, "I know the truth," implying he had knowledge about Big U's involvement surrounding Nip's murder. Viral YouTube videos with titles like "Big U attacks Snoop Dogg in court after he snitched" have pulled millions of views, pushing the narrative that Snoop finally spoke up and Big U wasn't happy about it. But zoom out for a second, because the allegations against Big U go way deeper than just Snoop. A Rolling 60s affiliate named Loose Cannon pulled up to the No Jumper podcast and dropped info that sent the streets into a frenzy.
So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information.
Catch what he's saying? Loose Cannon claims Big U called him and told him Nip was dead, while Nip was still alive. Loose immediately called Nip to check on him. Nip answered like everything was normal. 30 minutes later, Nip was gone.
30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed. So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty double back 3 times. You hear what I'm saying? And first he shot him, boom, go into the alley, came back.
That's foreknowledge of a murder. If Loose Cannon is telling the truth, Big U knew Nip was about to get hit before it happened. Now you see why Blacc Sam is furious about Snoop being cool with this man. So who is Big U, and why do so many people believe he played a role in Nip's death? Eugene Big U Henley is a 58-year-old South LA native who rose in the 1980s as a leader of the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips, one of the largest and most feared Crip sets in Los Angeles. After serving 13 years in prison for trying to rob an undercover cop of cocaine, Big U pivoted into music. He founded Unique Music, managed artists like Nipsey Hussle and Corrupt, and positioned himself as a bridge between the streets and the industry. But according to federal prosecutors, that bridge was built on blood money. In March 2025, the feds unsealed a 43-count indictment accusing Big U of running a criminal enterprise since 2010, operating like a mafia, using violence, intimidation, and OG status to carry out murder, extortion through a check-in system, human trafficking, robbery, and fraud. The most disturbing allegation? Big U is accused of kidnapping and murdering Rayshawn Williams in Las Vegas in January 2021, allegedly over a diss track. Sound familiar? A rapper disses Big U, then ends up dead. The parallels to Nip's situation were impossible to ignore. Now here's the key detail. Authorities have made it clear Big U has not been charged in Nipsey Hussle's murder. Eric Holder was convicted in 2022 and is serving 60 years to life. But the RICO case has exposed patterns that reopened questions. Big U denies any involvement in Nip's death. In a 2021 interview, he pushed back hard.
Man, look, I ain't even gonna lie. It's a lot of different narratives going on around about you. The rest of the world, still paint you as a villain, though. You feel me? So it's damn, how do it feel to be do it with you sometimes to be painted as a villain out here?
Only when it the money.
He pointed to being featured in Nip's music as proof they were good, but Blacc Sam isn't buying it, and he definitely isn't buying Snoop Dogg's friendship with Big U. Snoop once called Nip a South Central legend, a businessman, leader, teacher, father, entrepreneur. He delivered a full eulogy at the funeral.
Nipsey Hussle, man, that's my dear brother right there. Nipsey is he's a South Central legend. He was a businessman. He was a leader, a teacher, a father, an entrepreneur. The fact that he was an ex-gang member, he comes from a gang environment, but he rose and then he built in his community.
Beautiful words. But according to Blacc Sam, those words mean nothing when you're still kicking it with a man accused of terrorizing South Central for over a decade. A man many in the streets believe had a hand in Nip getting killed. For Blacc Sam, there's no gray area. You either stand with Nip fully, clearly, and without hesitation, or you stand against him. And in his eyes, Snoop chose his side when he appeared on Checking In and continued publicly associating with Big U while Nip's family was still grieving. Put yourself in his shoes. You're mourning your brother, a murder you believe was orchestrated by powerful street figures. Then you see a hip-hop icon, someone who claimed to love Nip like family, posting up with the man you suspect had your brother killed. That's not just disrespect, that's a violation. The code says you don't rock with your people's enemies. The code says loyalty matters. The code says if someone takes your brother out, anyone standing with them is standing against you. And according to Blacc Sam, Snoop broke that code publicly. In March 2025, at the opening of Marathon Burger, Blacc Sam showed exactly how he handles perceived disloyalty. He confronted rapper Rockstar 2800 in a heated exchange, warning, "Get it crackin', that ain't what you want." The message was clear: disrespect Nip, directly or by association, and there will be consequences. If he'll step to a relatively unknown rapper like that, imagine how deep the anger runs towards Snoop Dogg. But to really understand this betrayal, you have to understand the history. You have to understand what Nip built, what Big U allegedly tried to take, and why Blacc Sam has dedicated his life to protecting Nip's legacy.
Me and my brother, we used to sleep in the living room with my mom's, in the same bed at my grandma's house. We didn't have a room. We was young, 6th grade, flipping quarters. shooting free throws for dollars, buy all the 25-cent bags of hot Cheetos, fill the backpack up, go to school, sell them for 50 cents.
Blacc Sam and Nip weren't just partners. They were brothers who once shared a bed in their grandmother's living room because there wasn't enough space. That's where all of this started.
Throw computer parts, and then he bring it in the bedroom. We share the bedroom. I'm like, man, get this junk out of here. I'm building a computer. I like, bro, shut the f up. You building a computer. He came back, I think, one day from high school with like $300. He was certified gifted as a little kid. Anybody that was around him, his charisma, he always stood out. People always were like, nah, this guy's special.
Nip took that hustle and brilliance and turned it into music and business. He didn't just want to rap, he wanted ownership, masters, merch, real estate. That's what the marathon really stood for. And for a while, Big U was part of that journey.
Or somebody sent him or whatever, and he was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in and he wanted to check the scene.
Is it as random as what the public thought it was?
From my understanding, old boy walked up with no shirt on first to check the scene, because he know what's going on in that parking lot.
Eric Holder, Nipsey's convicted killer, allegedly pulled up shirtless first, just to check the scene, basically to see if Nip had armed security posted at the door. That day, there was no one there. Holder then left, came back wearing a red shirt, a color you do not see in Rollin' 60s territory, and that's when the shooting started.
To me, that's premeditated. Number one, there's no red shirts in the hood. You can't buy no red shirt. No liquor store sell no red shirt. Number two, when it come through the alley with a red shirt, that's the throw off, or the Bloods did it. So for me, he felt he was supposed to do a job.
Blacc Sam believes Eric Holder wasn't acting on impulse. In his words, Holder felt like he was sent there to do a job, and when you line that up with Loose Cannon's claim that Big U allegedly made a call about Nipsey's death before it even happened, things start looking a lot darker. What Eric Holder did that day was beyond brutal. As Blacc Sam told the Los Angeles Times, Holder didn't just shoot Nip and run. He shot him, took off, realized no one was firing back, turned around, walked right up on Nip, shot him again, ran again, came back again, fired multiple more shots, hit him in the head, kicked him while he was down, and only then did he leave. That's not rage. That's not a moment of snapping. That's an execution. Someone making absolutely sure the job was finished. Eric Holder was convicted in 2022 and sentenced to 60 years to life. The official motive? A confrontation where Nib allegedly called him a snitch before it even happened. But for Blacc Sam and many in the community, that explanation has never sat right. Why double back multiple times over a verbal exchange, unless the goal was to make sure Nip didn't survive? While Blacc Sam was grieving, burying his brother, protecting the legacy, and trying to make sense of the unthinkable, he watched Snoop Dogg continue to publicly rock with Big U, and that's when the betrayal fully set in. Loyalty, legacy, the future. The relationship between Snoop Dogg and Nipsey Hussle was supposed to represent the best of West Coast hip-hop. Two men from gang backgrounds who rose above the streets to become icons. Snoop, the Death Row era OG, Nip, the young boss redefining independence and ownership. Their collaborations, like Upside Down, Snitches Ain't, and 10 Toes Down, all three verses written by Nip, felt like a torch being passed. Snoop once described a Grammy party moment where he stood with Jay-Z and Nipsey, saying he and Hov felt like proud uncles watching Nip's rise. That kind of cross-generational respect is rare in hip-hop, where ego usually kills relationships early. At Nipsey's memorial at the Staples Center, a service that nearly didn't happen because churches were afraid to host it until Karen Civil, LeBron James, and Live Nation stepped in, Snoop delivered an emotional tribute, calling Nip a peace advocate and a self-made empire builder. But for Blacc Sam, those words mean little when the actions say something else. Because while Snoop was shedding tears at the funeral and releasing tributes like Nipsey Blue, he was also appearing publicly with Big U, the same man multiple people in Nip's circle believe played a role in his death. Yes, Snoop and Big U have a long history and over a decade of music together, but in Blacc Sam's eyes, loyalty isn't about records, it's about choices, and Snoop chose wrong. Some point out that Snoop has always had complicated alliances. His bond with Tupac was legendary, yet after Pac's death, Snoop made peace with death row figures many believe Pac never would have forgiven. That ability to move between worlds has been both Snoop's superpower and, depending who you ask, his moral blind spot. But this situation hits differently, because the allegations against Big U aren't just street talk anymore, they're in federal court filings. Prosecutors say they have overwhelming evidence that Big U ran a criminal enterprise for over a decade. Wiretaps allegedly captured him bragging about his influence, including statements about disciplining Nipsey and enforcing control over South Central. His federal trial is set for May 2026. In November 2025, tragedy struck Big U's own family when his son Jabari was fatally shot in South Los Angeles. Some speculate it was retaliation tied to Nip or other conflicts, though nothing has been confirmed. Big U requested temporary release for burial rights, but prosecutors opposed it, citing safety concerns. Meanwhile, Blacc Sam continues carrying the heavy responsibility of protecting Nip's legacy, a weight that never gets lighter. In his interview, he admitted that losing Nip brought him closer to breaking than anything else in his life. That honesty shows how deep the pain really goes. But instead of collapsing, he turned that grief into purpose: the documentary, the businesses, making sure Nip's kids know exactly who their father was. When people say the marathon continues, Blacc Sam has mixed feelings. He appreciates the sentiment, but he can't say it himself. For him, the marathon ended on March 31st, 2019. What remains is something else: a mission, a promise, a duty to his brother. And part of that duty is calling out anyone he believes betrayed Nip, even if that person is Snoop Dogg. The Marathon clothing store at Crenshaw and Slauson has become a global pilgrimage site. Fans fly in from Japan, Germany, and everywhere in between just to stand by Nip's mural. The merch still sells, the legacy keeps growing, but the man who built it all is gone. So what happens next? Will Snoop ever respond to Blacc Sam's allegations? Will Big U's federal trial reveal new details about Nipsey's death? Will the theories that have circulated for 6 years finally be proven or shut down for good? Big U has pled not guilty to all charges, saying the accusations are twisted narratives meant to destroy him. His May 2026 trial will decide whether he spends the rest of his life in federal prison, and if he's convicted, it won't just mean jail time, it will validate what many have suspected for years, that a criminal enterprise operated in South Central, using violence to maintain control. Even without direct charges linking Big U to Nip's murder, the patterns in the indictment are hard to ignore. An aspiring rapper killed, alleged extortion through check-ins, violence used to enforce authority. These are the same dynamics people believe surrounded Nip's death. Snoop Dogg has not publicly responded. For some, his silence says everything. For others, it means nothing. In hip-hop, sometimes what you don't say speaks louder than what you do. And Anaciano Blacc Sam, he'll keep doing what he's done since March 31st, 2019, protecting his brother's name at all costs, running the businesses, finishing the documentary, raising the kids right, and calling out anyone he believes did Nip wrong. Because in Blacc Sam's world, there's no statute of limitations on loyalty, no forgiveness for betrayal, only family. Snoop may have known Nip for years. They made records, he cried at the funeral, but he wasn't there sharing a bed in Grandma's living room because there wasn't enough space. He wasn't there shooting free throws for quarters. He wasn't there when Nip was building computers from stolen parts, when the marathon was just an idea, when Crenshaw and Slauson was just a corner, not a global landmark. Blacc Sam was there for all of it, and he'll be there until the very end, making sure the world never forgets who Nipsey Hussle really was, and who some believe played a role in taking him away. The documentary Blacc Sam is working on will tell Nip's story the right way, not through industry politics or clickbait, but through the eyes of the people who truly knew him. The ones who understand Nip wasn't just a rapper or entrepreneur. He was a movement, a blueprint, a light for anyone trying to escape South Central without losing their soul. That brotherly love fuels everything Blacc Sam does. It's why he confronts rappers at marathon burger openings, why he speaks out against Snoop despite the backlash, why he wakes up every day to continue building what Nip started. Because this isn't about beef, it's about truth, justice, and making sure the man who gave everything to his community is never forgotten. The marathon continues, but for Blacc Sam, it will never be the same. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click one of the boxes on your screen to watch more content like this.